Alright, what the fuck is up, y'all? This is KreyzMcKormik up in this motherfucking bitch. Um, I do have to apologize with the way that everything is set up. It's very half-assed and everything, but I had a rush and all of that jazz. But so yeah, like all you're basically seeing is the green screen, and I know it's lazy, but I had a shift today, and that's basically my, you know, the Jorb part of the segment. But if you can see, as of right now, it's basically kind of like trying to be a work in progress. I've got a lot of things that I'm trying to do with the channel and with the show and everything of that nature, and it doesn't look like there's much going on in the chat. I could be wrong, I could be very wrong with that, but I'm just not seeing it. So I'm probably gonna have to open up another tab or something like that. Chances are that's what the case is. Because I'm not seeing, like I said, man, I'm not seeing shit coming from it. So, all right, I see it. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to open up a pop out just so that way I can read what y'all are saying. And I see already that we have a $1 shot. Yeah. So we got a $1 super chat from Juggalo to Speedy John. Whoop whoop to you, homie. And we're gonna try to continue on with that from here on out. So just checking out and seeing who we got up in here as of right now. So Juggalo to Speedy John, Twisted Shady, Sean Z, Michelle Salazar, Kiyotenka, the Big Bad Wolf. What up, y'all? So, once again, I have to say that I apologize for the lack of background when it concerns this and everything, but as of right now, it is currently a motherfucking work in progress when it concerns future events. Not to mention, like, the only two video game backdrops that I actually have at this moment that I would be playing with the green screen would be Super Punch Out and the original Mario Brothers. I haven't even gone out and gotten any new games. I have been busier than dog shit in the last couple weeks and everything. That's one of the main reasons why I wasn't able to do a show last night. And tonight I'm doing the makeup, and I know, as I said before, already as it is, this is a kind of a harebrained, half-assed job. So we're probably not going to be able to do a bunch with this episode. Not to mention, take a look at this. Like right here, you can see like an interweaving with this and all of that stuff. But that is the individual situation. Since Seanzi's in here, I know he's going to get that. And there's actually going to be another particular individual that we are going to be talking about on situations, and that's going to be the Dipshxts segment, but we'll get into that later. So, yesterday was supposed to be the show, and I might as well explain what had happened. But yesterday there was a show that was supposed to be scheduled at 9 o'clock, but I wasn't able to do it due to the fact that when this all is, like I came up with an idea about possibly doing a second segment, and I want to start doing this sometime in the near future. But I already ended up getting excuse me. I already ended up getting things set up and everything for for this second possible podcast that I want to do, but I want this to be somewhat of a group effort, and it's all due to our homie Spooky Tuesday. He's been wanting me to do somewhat of a hangout kind of thing, but I wanted to take it actually a little bit of a step further. So what happened was I started working on the new layout for the possible future show, and I ended up realizing, what's the possible reason why everything might have been a little bit fucked up is like all of my shows constantly get fucked up and stuff, or I'm dropping frames at a nonstop pace, and I ended up realizing what it is. I'm putting too much power into the bandwidth for the internet capabilities that I have, so I decided to try to dumb it down. Initially, I had it set at 60 frames per second, and I dumbed it down to 30 frames per second. And then on top of that, I'm also shooting it on 1080p, and I decided to drop it down to 720. I mean, it's still high definition, but it's not ultra high def. It's not 4K or anything like that. I don't even think the Wi-Fi that I'm using right now to do the live stream on here, which is never a good idea. Like, I should be straight lined into the router, but even in that case, like, my router half the time would probably end up cutting out due to the fact that we aren't pumping out enough bandwidth. Because you got to think about this, like, it's me, my mom, my stepdad, and 5 kids, and 3 or 4 out of those 5 kids all have cell phones or tablets or something to that effect. I mean, they don't have phone access, but they do have Wi-Fi access. And then there's myself. I have a smart TV. I have this gaming rig. Both of those are connected to the Wi-Fi. My cell phone's connected to the Wi-Fi. My mom's cell phone is connected to the Wi-Fi. My stepdad's. My 2 oldest daughters. My ex-wife's son and my biological daughter as well. They all have cell phones, and they're all running stuff that's constantly running on the Wi-Fi. So, like, eventually that bandwidth is going to overload and just crash the whole system. Strange thing is, enough as it is, it only crashes usually around, like, sometime in the evening. And so because of that, you know, like, something like that's going to cause things to bog down. So I decided to dumb it down on the show. But what ended up happening is everything that you see on the screen, everything that you're seeing on the screen expanded. Like, everything was still cut as if everything was still connected to the 1080p model. And so I ended up trying to fix it by connecting all of it and trying to shrink it down, but instead what it did was it stretched it all to the screen. So like every fucking ping file, every single JPEG, the chat, this screen board, everything just basically expanded up and expanded out. So everything looked like shit. I don't think I worked on scene 1. Like, I don't think I worked on scene 2. But basically, it just looked like absolute shit. So I didn't even bother with working on scene 1 at this given point in time, because as of right now, it's relatively useless. But what I plan to do is, like, just try to work on it as best as I can. And with that being said, like, obviously already this show is fucked up, and that's also due to the fact that, like, I didn't have enough time to even put down, like, I didn't even have enough time to screen cap me playing an old school video game for the backdrop, and I don't really want to have to play uh, a video from the same game twice. Especially with the size of catalog that I have for my gaming. I really didn't want to have to do that. So fuck it, you're getting the green screen, and that's all there is to it. And then yesterday, because of everything that had happened, I had to basically redo all of this from scratch and muscle memory. I was up till about like 3 o'clock in the morning last night trying to get everything put back together, and then also trying to get help from Sarah Quill, Kiotenka, Kieran York, and a couple other people to try. Like, I was trying to Skype call them because the new layout for the future show is going to be Skype related, and I want to try to do that kind of thing rather than just having to do a regular hangout. And so, with that being said, it is what it is. But because of my Jorbs, that's the reason why things have gotten a little bit muddled, because I've been struggling with with doing jobs and things of that nature. Um, so because of that, it's just been oh, there goes the chat. It finally caught up. It finally connected and caught up. So now everybody's chat related and all of that stuff. So basically, you're just gonna get a hair-brained show coming from me. But next week, I am hoping that by next week things will actually improve, and so because this new show that I want to do, I want to have it done by the next month, and so that is what it is. So let's go ahead and get into the whole thing. As we all know, the Gathering infomercial ended up fucking leaking out, and I shouldn't say leaking out, but it actually did come out. It was released, and Psychopathic ended up putting it down on there. So it showed a vast majority of the lineup, and of course, one of the things that they didn't mention wholly is the like they talked about it on I think it was last week Thursday. They ended up bringing up the Juggernaut benefits show, and good thing too, because otherwise I'm pretty sure that some people would have missed it. But on the infomercial, in the scrawl, that is when they actually ended up putting out shit, and that's where they ended up showing announcements for JCW and who's going to be coming up in that. Some of the other parties, including ours for the Juggernaut benefit party, and they showed a pretty good list of the amount of people that were on there. Maximum Overload was mentioned, D Lyrical was mentioned, Zay was mentioned, as well as a couple other people, I believe, like that were supposed to be in from Rocks TV. Casper's one of them. And then of course also, the main event is going to be Lyrical, but it's also got Suicide as well as Trey Pounds. But a lot of the other aforementioned on the actual infomercial, it's pretty cool that they're going to have a couple other, like it's like this every year. They give us a couple teasers on what it was that's going to be popping up, and then when they come out with the infomercial, they just blast us with a bunch of other awesome freshness. And one of the things that I'm actually glad for is a lot of the Juggalo, a lot of the Juggalo community has been ranting and raving about the possibility of getting Suicide Boys at the Gathering of the Juggalos, and Psychopathic actually fucking answer the call. So Suicide Boys are going to be a part of the Gathering of the Juggalos, and that's pretty fucking fresh, if you ask me. There were a lot of other people that were mentioned up on there. Obviously, some of the ones that we've been picking up and mentioning on the show, like awesome as fuck. Too many names to name, but I did see that I believe they also got Max Sabbath to come back, and Max Sabbath actually holds a pretty hilarious fucking show, if you ask me. So there is so there is that, and some of the other things that I've noticed that they've put up on here that like it's actually pretty cool what's going on. Like, actually, what I'm going to explain, I guess, is when it concerns the fucking Juggalo community in and of itself. I've been noticing that Rocks TV has been kind of making a little bit of noise when it concerns I guess something going on when it concerns fucking Sid Jones. And I found that interesting that like this situation with Sid Jones, I guess like because he's been kind of ranting and raving about wanting to expand Rocks TV for the longest time. He's been wanting to expand Rocks TV into doing something other than just underground shit. And yes, we all know Sid takes it and everything. But nevertheless, it's actually pretty dope how they're doing things and shit like that. So, like I ended up watching this a little bit of the episode where Sid takes over Rocks TV and everything, and to be totally honest, I found that to be kind of funny, because like he's going to like these shows that involve Gigi Allen and or like band members from the Gigi Allen band and shit like that. I found that to be entertaining, and I thought it was funny because like it's like this motherfucker yelling about clout and all that other shit. I mean, not verbatim or anything like that, but like it's like you can tell when it concerns that shit. And yeah, that's that yeah, Captain Flannel. I know I know the Sid and Rocks thing is kayfabe, but I mean like but it's still entertaining as hell to watch, nevertheless, and that's why I was watching it. It's been fun as hell. Uh, that fucking that shit's been going down. Just watching that shit, it's been entertaining as fuck. And I do apologize. I do have to say this. I am a little bit sidetracked because I'm still trying to get things together when it concerns yeah, I'm still trying to get shit together right here so that way I could actually do a pretty decent show as best as I can. So, just bear with it. It's gonna happen. But there is hold on a second. Okay, so I got that taken care of. Okay, so I don't know why it's not popping up or anything of that nature, but all right. So Violent George with that $2 super chat. Rocks TV said DJ Paul left Fury Fest. Um, Now I don't know 100% when it concerns that, but if that did happen, well then like it is what it is, I guess. Like I can't really, yeah, I can't really. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that you're hearing that shit. I'm still trying to fucking get things together when it concerns doing the show and whatnot. But let's see. Nope, that ain't happening. Bring. And as of right now, Violent George is the Super Chat King. I know that it like having having the like the wording is pretty. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so I guess we're gonna have to deal with it in this fashion. But okay, so there is that, and on top of that, let's see. I honestly really don't have much else to say when it concerns that shit. And I know this is gonna be, it's gonna be a. See, yeah, I'm actually wondering myself why it is that why DJ Paul left, but Violent J left too. So and people have made fun of it about that. So if it's true that DJ Paul ended up leaving, then this gives the Cuckster and Miss Jamie and Juggalo family love and anybody else that hates on Psychopathic just for the sanctity of hating the right to say, well, this is how we can tell that Psychopathic is failing, fam. Guess those will probably be canceled too. They posted it. Like, who posted it on Instagram, Violent George? Let's see. That sucks if Paul and Jay got some beef or something. I hope not. They've been down since the '90s. Yeah, when DJ Paul and yeah, Juicy J and fucking Gangsta Boo and them all, and when they were 3-6 Mafia, and they ended up having them up on there. Good times if you ask me. But just another just another crazy click. So okay, I'm gonna have to move this over here. Now, one other thing too, I want to preface this a little bit. Like, if you haven't noticed by now, like, there is, there is the deal with me looking in this general direction. I'm not looking at the camera. It's because I'm using my television right now. Since my television has wireless connectivity, I'm connecting it with the computer, so I'm using my television as a second screen, and I'm looking at it from this fashion. So, like, and I'm starting to think that might be the reason why some things are kind of fucked up. But one other thing too that I do want to get through, since I mentioned the stupidity and the fuckery, like, I'm basically telling you this right now. It's going to most likely end up being a pretty quick show, and I wanted to preface something when it concerns. Okay, so basically, I want to show this right quick, and it's this channel right here. So if you look at this channel, you can already see whose it is that I'm looking at. Yeah, it's our homegirl, the real Miss Jamie Nicole. And I find this to be absolutely hilarious because of taking a look at some of this stuff. Like, take a look at this, man. This is so absolutely asinine. I wanted to bring this up just due to the fact that, like, it's just pathetic. It is pathetic as hell seeing some of the things that's going on here. Like, take a look at this shit. Okay, first off, like, look at the first video, the most recent video. Child's Play Ninja has recordings. Why? Child's Play Ninja gets owned by 11-year-old Devin Devil. Okay, like, I am the real, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Twisted makes CPN cry and swear on his PS4, fam. CPN, liar, liar, burn on fire. Real Miss Jamie Nicole speaks on CPN versus Twisted pull up since people want to lie, shake my damn head. CPN, can we talk about me after we... CPN can talk about me after we agree to stop it. It is what it is. Like, CPN denied, like, this is 3 weeks ago. Like, what in the hell is going on with you, Jamie? Jamie, just stop. Look, listen, and learn. For one, I'm going to, for one, I want to tell you something very important. This is the exact same, like, what you're doing right now. I already see through the lines on this. What you're doing right now, Miss Jamie Nicole, and I know that there are some people that are just like just stop and, Zanny bars for days, fam. I know, mother, I know. See, she's given CPN's lawyers so much stalking ammunition. No kidding. Like, it's just unfathomable. How stupid is this chick? Like, dude, like, there are no words. There are no words to describe how absolutely stupid this chick is. She's stalking CPN to prove how much of a stalker he is. Now, the one thing that makes this the most hilarious is that she wants to constantly complain about how CPN has used her content in the past and things of that nature. This is hilarious to me because what she ends up doing is she goes on Facebook, copies his Facebook video, and posts it posts it on her YouTube channel and calls it "Twisted Makes CPN Cry and Swear in His PS4." Fam. Now, what's hilarious about this is that she uploaded it. You uploaded it whole cloth. As opposed to Child's Play Ninja, not a single fucking video that he has done has he uploaded you whole cloth in this. What he ended up doing was using it under the guise of fair use. This, on the other hand, is actually his copyrighted content. It's his video as a whole. And all you did was you just copied it and uploaded it and put it up on public view. Not to mention, you have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do I have to keep counting? Do I have to keep counting, Nicole, Jamie, whatever? Do I have to keep counting? Already, like within the last month, you have 10 videos. You have constant content on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm not sure Twitter because I don't know your Twitter, and I'm very sure that you have a lot of this shit on your Instagram. You are stalking Child's Play Ninja, and this is not the type of attitude. Not to mention, you keep on calling him names and all of this other stuff. He wants nothing to do with you as of this point. If you call him, he will respond, and then he will delete. You've seen her in CS chats and Tails chats wanting to pop on. I'm going to tell you what, like, I'm already tired of this chick. Just, it's mentally exhausting seeing how insane this chick actually is. Like, she is, like, basically, I'm putting it to you this way, okay? I'm watching her and the way that she bounces all over the place on her channel severely reminds me of Brett Keane in The Drunken Peasants and from back in the day. Like, I've been catching up a lot on the Brett Keane segment situation individual. And this particular individual is doing the exact same thing that was done by the fucking manatee. Like, the king of the manatees had a channel. In case you guys don't know about that whole thing, I'm gonna bring you up to speed. Brett Keane used to be an atheist back in the day, and when YouTube was in its infancy, he had probably about 20 to 28,000 subs. Say it to your face, motherfucker. All right, I will. All right, I will tell you flat to your face. Bitch, you are fucking insane. You are doing the exact same thing that you are claiming Child's Play Ninja of doing, and that is being a stalker. You have 10 videos about him. You are starting to become the Brett Keane of the Juggalette community. That is the truth. That is the absolute and unmitigated truth. You are posting all of this shit on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all sorts of fucking social media outlets. And you are constantly trying to bicker about Child's Play Ninja. That's the funny shit to me. This right here is the type of psychotic shit you act like CPN fucked you on a one-night stand. Go ahead. I don't care. As a matter of fact, I dare you. I dare you, Miss Jamie Nicole. Want me to make a video with your inboxes? You know what? I have an idea for you, Miss Jamie Nicole. Why don't you take 3 random videos that belong to me, upload them whole cloth onto your channel, and see what happens? I will tell you flat out, if you upload any of anybody's videos, I don't care what you do, but it's going to be funny as hell. Go ahead, post the screenshots. Go ahead and post the screenshots. We already heard from your ex-fucking man. That you have a problem with understanding reality, pretty much. You get confused very easily, It's no wonder why you're fucking in bed with Ronnie, because you guys are one and the same. Unless somebody is sucking your dick, you hate them. And I can see what you're doing with this shit already. Like the last 5 videos, I can see on here the last 6 videos that you've posted on here has been about of the last 6 videos, 4 of them have been about Child's Play Ninja. And you want to talk about how he threatened to rape you and kidnap you and all this other stuff like you're being a fucking psychotic stalker. I see it one of 2 ways, Jamie. I see it one of two ways. Either A, you are not happy with the fact that he legitimately does not want to bed you, and you hate that shit, so you're going to try to put him on blast over something that didn't actually fucking happen. Or 2, you are taking the Brett Keane way, and you are using his name in order to try to bring attention to your channel, but it's not really working. Take a look at this. Like, you have 176 subscribers, and you are blasting Child's Play Ninja in any possible way that you can. Does anybody see the pattern here? Because that's exactly what Brett Keane used to do, and I'm sure Steve Shives ended up doing the same thing with The Amazing Atheist and Drunken Peasants. It was like, it's the exact same thing. Not to mention, I believe I already covered this, Jamie. I want to preface this a little bit. You wanted to say something. I believe that there was something that you ended up saying, and you've been following the fucking bandwagon with the rest of the Child's Play Ninja haters and calling him a racist and stuff like that. But you know what's funny? I documented it on this channel, this very channel, that you called Child's Play Ninja a coon. So, racist much? Don't get it twisted, Jamie. Well, I mean, I'm as much as you would like to. Oh, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case, Jamie. I mean, this is just my personal opinion. You can't be mad at somebody having their own opinion. I honestly believe so. But maybe what it is that Twisted basically fucking finger cuffed you, and since CPN, and so you're so sprung on them, and then CPN's got this issue going on with Twisted now, so maybe that's what the case may be, is that the whole situation is that they gangbanged you, and now that CPN is talking about Twisted in the way that he is, you got to defend your mans, or I'm sorry, I have to pluralize the ghettoism here. You have to defend your manses, men. You have to defend your boys. You have to defend Twisted, because if you don't, then you don't get that hot chicken. And that's the funny thing to me. So, I mean, you could say whatever you want. I don't care. Post screenshots of me defending you. I got the exact same screenshots, Jamie. As far as I'm concerned, I have the exact same ones. Shit, I'll post it all myself, and it'll be hilarious. I'll post it on my main channel. I'll post it in my community. I will post it on Facebook. I will post them on Twitter. I will post them on Instagram, and I will post them on my public figure page for everybody that follows me and comes to this channel to see. And it won't be fucking stupid, because I read through our conversations, and there's nothing that you're claiming. I can post our entire conversation. I would love for you to circle when you upload it onto your Facebook. I want you to actually circle the exact pinpoint in which I apologized for Child's Play Ninja's behavior. I would love for that to happen. So as far as I'm concerned, Jamie, you are crazy. Like, you are legitimately insane. Like, I have a name. That's all it is. KreyzMcKormik is just a moniker. You are legitimately crazy, dude, as far as I'm concerned. Let's see. I don't use Twitter. Okay. Okay, that's fine. You don't have Twitter. But I will post it on Twitter. I'll post it on my own channel as far as I'm concerned. So go right the fuck ahead and do whatever it is that you want to do. I mean, go ahead. I mean, you want to claim this type of shit, go right the fuck ahead. You have no idea what the fuck is going on. He can't handle being talked shit about back. No, go right ahead. Go right the fuck ahead. Post on your Facebook what you claim I said. And make sure that you circle it so that way everybody gets the point. Crazy, and you know, I'll even tell you what you should probably title it. KreyzMcKormik apologizes for Child's Play Ninja. Here's the snapshot, and circle it. Circle it. So that way everybody can see it. Post them. What I mean, what do I mean, Zanny Queen? Jesus Christ. You claimed to have screenshots of me apologizing for Child's Play Ninja. You said that. It's in this live chat. Where am I pointing? It's right there. It'll be down there when this goes in post. So you're telling he's mad because I broke up with him and he was drunk. I don't give a fuck about him. Like, I don't give a fuck about Sean, to be perfectly honest. Like, Sean to me is not even the main figure. But what I am concerned about is you trying to say that I apologized under the guise of Child's, like I apologized in CPN's name. Post that shit on Facebook, son. Please post it on Facebook. Hold on a second. Wolf, what are you posting? Like, what are you giving me? Okay, yeah. Yep. Okay, so yeah, so that's all that you were showing me was just that. I already talked about that, Wolf. I talked about the fact that shit was like, was going that. You have known I don't like him for how many fucking months? See, here's the problem. You ping pong back and forth. That's the general reason why you were in Juggalo in the first place. Like, you started this channel. You started your channel directly talking shit about CPN based off of things you heard. And then word got out about what you had ended up saying. And so CPN caught wind of it. He made fun of you, and then eventually got you on his channel to do the live stream. And then after that, things ended up settling down. I guess you guys like settled your differences, and before I knew it, you were in the Juggernaut Discord, chatting it up with everybody. But then because of some shit that ended up fucking happening, I don't know what shit exactly, but all of a sudden you're fucking letting the fur fly and going crazy trying to say that Child's Play Ninja threatened to kidnap and rape you because you just found out. I think that's what it was. Because after months upon months upon months of nothing, you just then realized, what, a month ago, 2 months ago, that CPN had you not only as a character on the Carnival of Coonery, but also in his intro, and then you try to say CPN threatened to kidnap and rape me and not let me come back and all this other stuff because of a fucking joke picture that he put on his Facebook. A joke. It's clearly a joke. As I pointed out before, due to the fact that there's also pictures of the same situation with the whole choker thing with Ivanka Trump. Ivanka Trump, dude. And that's the hilarity behind it, because like you see the series of pictures and you can tell that it's an actual joke. But you're fucking clouded up on benzos and probably fucking chasing it with Mad Dog 20 to get that level of fucked up, and then before you know it, we see you back up on your fucking YouTube channel going, CPN, you fucking bitch. This was Like, what the hell is the matter with you? And then and then you're basically just fucking acting like this type of shit. By the way, thank you for giving me plenty of content to talk about, since you now have your presented me with your presence on my live chat. So this is definitely lengthening the show. I will say that. If you wanted to say it's a fucking joke, I'd let it be. Oh my god, are you that fucking dense to realize that it's not anything more than a fucking joke? Are you that fucking stupid, Jamie? Like, you can't tell just by looking at that and posting and seeing other random chicks that have a CPN choker on their person that it's not a joke? Like, Ivanka Trump was one of them. You were one of them. I believe Roxy Riddlebox was one of them. There was somebody else that I can't remember right off the bat that ended up having these superimposed chokers put on this shit. And you can't see that it's a fucking joke. Siznak with that $2 saying, Violent George want Jamie's box, Juggalo. That's... bro. Violent George needs to fucking chill in Bender Boys, if that's the case. But holy fucking shit, I don't give a fuck, Jamie. Look, I don't give a fuck what your problem is with Child's Play Ninja, but I'm pointing out the facts that you are blatantly stalking him. You are stalking him online. You're constantly talking about him on YouTube. You're constantly talking about him on Facebook and all of that other shit. Yeah, see, Danny Boy, like Roxy, when Roxy saw that shit, I believe it was that she approached him and said, look, I know that the choker thing was a joke, but I ain't the one. Even Roxy Riddlebox knew that it was a joke. I didn't hear Roxy at any given point in time from the time that picture popped up till now. I have not once heard Roxy Riddlebox say, Child's Play Ninja threatened to kidnap and rape me. You did, Jamie. And you are not, like, seriously. I'm gonna tell you this like my boy Sapo fucking told me when I made the mistake of saying that he was that he raped my ex-girlfriend, which I was wrong about. He ended up looking at me right in the eye and he ended up saying, nigga, if I really wanted to rape somebody, don't you think that I'd be a little bit more selective? And the same thing goes for Child's Play Ninja. If he really wanted to rape somebody, do you really think that he would be a little bit more selective than your zannied out ass? Violent George with that $2 saying, Siznak wants Jamie's dairy cannons. And Siznak with the $2 saying, me, Violent George, Jamie, hashtag Eiffel Tower, Juggernaut. Now this is getting funny. And I believe that actually puts Siznak back as the Super Chat King. That's some funny ass shit. Like, as I told you about those bees and you weren't throwing a fit back then. Jamie, nobody cares. And everybody knows that you're blatantly making shit up. And if you really think that this is a believable truth, you're lying to yourself. And you're making a big deal about nothing. You know what? As far as I'm concerned, Jamie, I don't want to play anymore. I'm out. As far as I'm concerned, you are doing this twofold. And one of the main reasons why you're doing the things that you're doing and saying the things that you're saying and all of this other stuff, like none of these videos that you're posting on your YouTube channel even fucking claim your fucking argument. There's nothing that you've posted on Facebook that actually has anything to do with CPN fucking threatening to rape you. Nothing that you've shown has any proof or bearing whatsoever. Everything that you're posting is absolutely stupid, and that's why I know that if you post pictures and screenshots of you claiming that I fucking apologize for CPN in his favor or his honor, it's not going to be exactly what it is. Like, you're reading things in between lines that don't exist. And the reason why that is because you are fucked up. Her storylines are, yes, Skinny G, a perfect analogy. Her storylines are worse than Vince Russo doing during WCW. And this is the truth. No, it doesn't, Jamie. It doesn't fucking prove shit. All it proves is that you're just making shit up. And Siznak with that $2 saying Jamie gets the backsack Juggernaut. And he's still king of the super chat with that 6. He's now king of the super chat 6. LMFAO, where is that video? Which he never posted a video of me apologizing. No, dumbass. You're saying that I apologized in his name. Like that's what you said. So I'm looking forward to seeing this posted up on Facebook. But enough about you, Jamie. You know, this is why I won't quit. No, no, Jamie. The simplest thing that you can just do is shut the fuck up and shut the fuck up. Like, you stop making videos, we'll stop talking about you. Like, the only thing that we're doing when it concerns any of this is we're making fun of you, because the more that you do it, the more we make fun of you. You know, you can't say the more that we make fun of you, the more that you're going to post shit, because then it becomes full circle. You know, you are a part of the Juggalo community. Whether you want to be a part of this or not, I'm posting it because you have put yourself into a spotlight to create yourself some sort of a fucking faux pseudo relevancy. And I'm doing this mainly as filler for my show. Like, that's as far as it goes. You know, you're not anything. You're not anybody. You wish that you were. I don't give a fuck if I don't give a fuck if Paul said that you're her girl, you know, that you're their girl. Violent George with that $2 saying Siznak makes Jamie's panties soggy and then there was and wet. Okay, he put in wet emojis. Look, I'm going to put it to you this way. You keep posting this shit, I'm going to keep talking about it. Specifically since CPN doesn't want to talk about it anymore, and I find this to be incredibly hilarious. So go ahead and keep on posting shit, dude. We're going to Brett King the fuck out of you, Juggalo style. Now, speaking of which, I want to go ahead and get into something else, but due to the nature of my computer fucking up royally, we're probably not going to be able to get into this video, but it doesn't matter anyways, because, like, seriously, I think a black screen at this given point in time, I think a black screen would probably benefit a little bit better than, you know, the quality content of the person that I'm about to play. And this is a video called "The Dark Carnival is a Lie," and it's brought to us by the Boy Blue 91982. This is actually a video that I wanted to feature up on the new segment. You know, I mean, obviously, I am going to be breaking it down. Warlockside and his people have more common sense. No. See, here's the thing. They are fucking Juggernaut in and of itself. Like, all of them are. But they do a different podcast style than I do. And, basically, I would look at it like this, Jamie. They're just being nice to you. I'm just going to be blunt with you, as far as I'm concerned. So, with that being said, we're talking about the Boy Blue. What the Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mikhail ended up posting me something, because I ended up making fun of Brian Kitchen earlier today. Yeah, they won't discuss this because they don't want that shit. Me, on the other hand, I'll fucking do it because I think it's hilarious. Like, you flipping out and nothing you can do about it in your little home in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, are not going to come over across the fucking lake and try to do something to me. I don't give a fuck. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, not to mention, your mere presence here has landed me at the very least $20. So keep talking, bitch. You're giving me money, so shut the hell up. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this, and unfortunately, like I said, the video is not being shown on here. I don't know why it's not fucking posting anything. Like I can't see the video for some reason. So I'm just trying to let me see. I think it might be a I think it might be possible I might be able to bring the video playback back. I'm not sure. Let me check. Let me check and see if preferences can actually work things out a little bit. Oh, okay. I see. I see. That might be the issue. Okay, so let's see if this works.
Hey, what's up everyone? Your big boy Blue up on here.
Okay, so yes, it is the boy Blue. Yes, and yes, we are going to be talking about this mook. And the reason why is because of the video in and of itself. It says that, according to him, the Dark Carnival is a lie, fam. This coming from the guy, this coming from the very guy that, that actually a while back tried to turn the Juggalo, the Juggalo culture, the Juggalo world. He tried to turn it into a religion, and then once again, just like Brett Keane, constantly in trouble with his aspects of how he wanted to do shit you know, with religion and shit like that. Why? Why crazy? Why? Because this is the break it down segment, son. That's why.
And if you
Yeah, I'll give him this though. He at least he at least gets right to the point. Now he does.
You've been following me for years now.
I have.
I used to be an avid believer that the carnival was God,
And before that, you also believed that Jesus Christ was an alien baby. I remember having conversations about that. Then you started trying to start this juggaloism thing, and then at some point you were like, well, I don't believe in it, but I do think that there are some people who do, so I'm just going to continue following this and doing all of this shit with it and all of that other stuff. Let's see. This is hilarious that Jamie Nicole says, is this all you guys do is attack people? Do you want to be the pot or the kettle, Jamie? Because is that all you do on social media is fucking talk shit about CPN? Like with no bearing whatsoever? Because that's how you started your YouTube career, girl.
Juggaloism was a religion.
Yes.
Alright,
I
I was dead
remember.
serious about this shit.
No, you weren't.
Um,
And by the way, Jamie, what I'm doing right now, falls under fair use because I am critiquing this. This is a critique. This is a review, which falls under fair use, as opposed to that video that you copied from Facebook and straight up put up on YouTube. Whole cloth. You could get a strike for that. Just saying. Or just don't believe me and say that I'm making things up. There you go, guys. I'll throw you something. So, okay, let's go ahead and continue.
but, to say the carnival is the God of the Bible, definitely not. No, the God of the Bible is a God of light, not a
What?
dark carnival.
Oh my God, dude! Now, let's just say that this was an actual thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, so just because the word dark is in the phrase "dark carnival" does not necessarily mean that it is evil or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, not to mention they preach the dark carnival, but in Shangri-La they ended up having a song called "Walk Into Thy Light." Does anybody remember that? You know what I'm saying? Like it's absolutely fucking stupid.
But I don't know. I've been in and I was in and out of Christianity from when I was like 19 to just a few years ago, a couple of
Okay.
years ago.
So like yeah, he's a Wraithalo. Like he started on Hell's Pit. By the way, whoever is the super chat king will be the first person to be Jamie Nicole's future ex-husband.
But I definitely believe in good and bad spirits, but I don't believe in the God of the Bible at all.
Okay, so he's no longer believing in the Bible. Maybe he started reading the Quran. The Quran. It says Crayola on the side. Let's see. Princess Zelda said that light and dark are two sides of the same coin. One can't exist without the other. The Dark Carnival is just as much as the truth as the light. You know what else ended up saying the exact same thing, Kyo? The Matrix. The Matrix ended up saying the exact same thing. Because without one side, the whole system basically collapses. Yin and yang. It's basically the same thing. But like Boy Blue has been down with Juggalo shit long enough to know that the Dark Carnival and the murder and the music and the cussing and the misogyny and all of that other stuff is basically put out there on public view to push away the people who aren't going to get what the real message is. That's the reason why as many of us are into the Juggalo shit, are into the Dark Carnival and all of that other stuff. Why even after they announce the carnival is God, that is the reason why most of us are still here and down with that shit. You know, they never said exactly what God. It wasn't until the marvelous missing link came into play that it was a little bit more defined. It doesn't matter what faith you have, just as long as you have faith. And it doesn't have to be related to the Christian God. Whether or not you're monotheistic or polytheistic is what the message was. As long as you have faith in something that makes you feel complete inside, like that's what the whole situation was. And even to this day, like Blue apparently doesn't fucking get it.
And being a juggalo and belief in the Dark Carnival gives some people something to believe in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now you're rebuking it, dude. After years of ignoring everybody and saying, "Well, I'm just trying to give something to to everybody," when the reality was is that you weren't really trying to give anything to anybody. You were trying to fucking scam motherfuckers. Just like a vast majority, as if you were like the Juggalo televangelist on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like you were trying to scam motherfuckers so that way you could try to make more money. That the only thing that you did was you just continued to push people away. What up, Madness?
I mean, even if you just believe that it's just a mythology which is open to interpretation, of course, no, there's not a
Uh-huh.
real dark carnival where evil souls go to be judged and sent to hell.
He's totally like I see already what he's doing with this type of stuff. I already see exactly what it is that he's trying to do. Like it's Brett Keane syndrome. Come on, Gord. The Gord is not the Dork Carnival situation. I mean, like Boy Blue is so last year. Yo, Boy Blue is so 2007. Okay? Boy Blue at this point in time is so 2007, 2008. Like, he's still stuck in that time where, he was popular once upon a time, and he still has not figured out yet that the dude the dude has fucked himself into a hole. For $5,000, we can heal this boy Blue. Just everybody start PayPaling money to me. I'll give Blue the healing, you know. Like that's basically what it is at this point in time. So like hopefully we'll have takers, and I will become an ordained minister, and I will heal the boy Blue for $5,000. Well, I'll heal his spirit, basically. Throw water at his face and have him eat a cracker and be like, "You are healed, boy. Your spirit is healed. Hallelujah." But this is funny because, like, for years and years and years, we constantly were telling Blue, shut the fuck up. The Dark Carnival is not a religion. It should not be treated as such as a religion. And he would be like, but there are some people out there who actually do believe that the Dark Carnival is an entity. It is an entity as a whole. And blah, blah, blah. Like, he fought it tooth and nail for years. And then finally he shut the hell up about it. And his view count steadily, even then, was steadily declining. So it's like, okay, now what? To try to, like, what? Did somebody give you like a $50 donation and they did not believe that the Dark Carnival is a religion? So now you're going into the idea that maybe the Dark Carnival isn't a religion because they gave you the most amount of money. You know what I'm saying?
Only real juggalos go to Shangri-La. You won't find any real juggalos in Hell's Pit.
No, that, like, I'm assuming that you're trying to quote Violent J, and you're doing it miserably. You are doing it absolutely miserably. He said that he doesn't want to see any juggalos in Hell's Pit. And Shangri-La is just a representative name of heaven. Just like Valhalla, heaven, Shangri-La, it's basically the same thing,
It's just a story, y'all. It's just entertainment.
Just like the Bible.
ICP just stole the idea of heaven and hell and a godly figure from all major religions, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and all major religions basically played off of themselves and each other. And it's not just limited to monotheistic religions. It's not just limited to Christianity and Catholicism and Judaism and what else is there? Islam or whatever. Yeah, that where people go to Islamic temples and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just limited to all of that. There is afterlife beliefs in in a vast majority of religions, even Wicca and paganism. There is an afterlife based off of those religions as well. Not to mention, I will say, isn't Valhalla only for warriors who die during battle because they are fearless, like a VIP of heaven? I'm not 100% sure. Like, I consider Valhalla. I don't know. Like, I guess maybe Valhalla is up for debate or something like that. But but nevertheless, like, yeah, like you're basically doing this in the sense of trying to. I mean, like, the video prior to this one being uploaded actually ended up saying, like, hey y'all, it's the boy Blue, and I am a twisted juggalo. And then tried to fucking ride that coattail. Let's see. Siznak with that $2. Jamie, George won't beat you, just your netting. And I don't know, maybe, Violent George might beat it up properly. You never know. But I'm sure that as he does it, you might scream Raya. But anyways, yeah. So, like, now, see, like, this is Blue backtracking. Like, this is definitely within the repertoire of the boy Blue, basically saying one thing and then over the course of a few years, over the course of a few years, just basically saying, "No, I don't believe that, dude." Blah blah blah. Fuck. Like, just shut up already. Just, oh my god. And we're not even we're only a minute and a half into this.
Now, if you listen to Violent J's audio book, he
Yep.
elaborates a lot more than what's in the regular book.
What he says in the audiobook is he personally believes that either you go to heaven or you just don't exist. You are blinked out of existence. Your soul is erased. He doesn't believe in the concept of hell. Of course, this was like 4 years ago when he recorded this, because at the time they had just wrapped up Missing Link. Violet George with that $2. Jamie, we can dominate CPN together.
But Violent J says that he's rolling with Jesus. He doesn't believe that hell is real. But he actually really believes that the carnival is God.
Well, yeah, because like God is God is basically the higher power. God is basically a higher power. It could be a polytheistic or a monotheistic religion. It's either God as a name in and of itself, or it's a series of gods. It doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, just because he said the word God automatically means that he's a Christian. As a matter of fact, they've said in multiple interviews when asked about their beliefs, they were like, there's something up there. They don't know exactly what it is, but they feel like there is something up there. And what that means is they are agnostic. Agnosticism is the belief that there is a possibility that there is a higher power, but they don't know what. It's not necessarily atheism. It's not necessarily a monotheistic belief, Christianity, or a polytheistic religion and belief system, like, I don't know, fucking Greco gods and stuff like that. The ones that are named after all the planets, and then there's like Athena, which was a horrible video game.
And that he gets ideas from the beyond, from spirits from the spiritual dimension or whatever, from the dark carnival.
Actually, he gets his fucking ideas from having lucid dreams after eating a bowl of chili and cheese after 9 p.m. I'm just making shit up as I go with that one. But no, like the real deal. The real deal though is like he has a dream or an idea that just pops into his head. Even he ended up saying that Michael Jackson had said that the best ideas just pop up out of nowhere. Let's see. They are 0.5 mil clonazepam. Okay, yeah, but you have clonazepam. You also have benzos, and like, dude, I could only imagine if you're drinking alcohol while you're doing those things, because that can actually create a very horrible effect or overpower the drugs. And a combination of those kind of drugs and stuff like that really can fuck you up and give you that Xannibar look, which we've seen plenty of times. Like, we already know, Jamie, that you're not shooting these videos at like 4 o'clock in the morning on like 3 hours sleep in the last 4 days.
You know what I mean? When, oh man, what? I don't know what to think of that.
I'm actually expecting a burp at any given point in time. And if we hear a burp, then we know for a fact that dude is fucking drunk.
Does Violent J get revelations from God, like a prophet?
He's said before that they ain't prophets or nothing like that. They're Joe and Joey. They always have been and always will be. Not to mention, like, look, the realism of it is this, okay? It absolutely has absolutely nothing, like the Dark Carnival thing and all of that other stuff, it has absolutely nothing to do with religion or anything of that matter. That's the truth. The flat out fucking truth of the matter is that it has absolutely nothing to do with religion. It has to do with with creating messages in order to help the listener heighten their life and their existence and things of that nature. The messages that they're given, and they're given a gimmick. ICP themselves are gimmicks. The Dark Carnival is a gimmick. The Joker cards are gimmicks. Like, is it really that hard to grasp?
You know, but then also in his audiobook, he says,
Oh, Sisnak, that's a lie. You know that's a lie. George hates drinking. There's a flat-out lie. You know that motherfucker would drink 87 octane and be like, that's spicy as a motherfucker.
ICP ain't no kind of magical chosen prophets or whatever.
Nobody is.
But he calls the Joker cards are the prophets.
Gimmick. You know how they used to be wrestlers before this stuff came up? You know? Gimmick. Kayfabe. Fictional characters.
In the mythology, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, whatever is God to you, I guess, you know?
Which they ended up explaining that in the Marvelous Missing Link Lost and Found.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own beliefs, and you know, I remain spiritual. I believe in good and bad spirits.
Okay, so like good and evil. So okay, so Blue is now a Taoist.
Is the Dark Carnival a real spiritual entity that haunts Violent J? I got problems. I'm haunted by a carnival. I can run and tell a doctor, but what for? Then he talks about making...
I put it on tape with a fat beat and make a quick buck. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So, yeah, he said that. Gimmick. Gimmick.
In a quick buck by putting it on a beat or whatever, you know?
Yeah, putting it on, yeah, because you totally remember what the fuck the lyrics are.
And that's the thing, you know, they're artists.
That's when he should have just stopped. Or actually, he shouldn't have even made this fucking video in the first place.
Okay, Violent J is ICP artist, you know, and I like them as the Insane Clown Posse, as the Wicked Clowns in the Joker cards. Do I agree with everything in their personal lives? As how they handle their record company and stuff like that? No, I don't agree with everything that they do as businessmen.
Well, nobody does, but at the same time, they're self-taught on all of this. Boy Blue is sad and strange little man that has my pity and probably hangs out with King Crimson. Actually, King Crimson is the last I heard. King Crimson currently lives in Wayland, Michigan, so he just lives south of me. I don't know his exact address, and I don't plan on doxing him. But Boy Blue lives in Harrington, Delaware, so there's kind of like a 500-mile difference. And I doubt that King Crimson would want to spend the bread to go hang out in Delaware with anybody, let alone the Boy Blue.
And shit like that, and like they used to not give a fuck. Now it seems like they give a fuck anymore.
See, yeah, if Blue actually was able to go to a show or a gathering, or God forbid if he was able to actually go to the march, you know, like he'd be able to leave YouTube for a little bit and just chill and actually witness Juggalo shit. Being able to witness Juggalo shit. Of course, he would have been able to do this all if he didn't fuck up his channel and get greedy, but that's beside the point. What I'm getting at, though, is that, you know, like, if he actually stepped out and went to shows, you know, if he actually stepped out of his house, he went to go to shows and be around random juggalos and witness this shit in and of itself, he probably wouldn't be saying this shit that he's saying on this video.
Shaggy Two Dope said that you're not a real juggalo if you're a scrub.
Okay, so this is the main reason why I wanted to play this video, because this is where the pipe bomb is about to come in.
You know, in a recent interview that he did for promoting Fearless Fred Fury, you know, like Shaggy Two Dope straight up said that, you know, yeah, Juggalo will come up to me and say, yeah, I'm a scrubby ass Juggalo, I don't work a job, you know.
Was it you?
I'm a true fucking Juggalo scrub. And Shaggy 2 Dope straight up said, no, that's not being a real Juggalo. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this probably offended you too. Like, hearing this, I can guarantee you were butthurt at this. Because everything that Shaggy 2 Dope explained to you, like, I honestly think if you guys in the audience, if my audience thinks for a second that what Shaggy 2 Dope did butthurt Sid Jones, this motherfucker definitely got it all the way to the root. You know what I'm saying?
they can't keep their story straight, you know what I'm saying? I know
No.
Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J are now grown men, family
Yep.
men with kids and everything, you know what I mean? But, oh man, it's like whatever happened to Violent J telling a little kid who's not even going through puberty yet to go home and do drugs and kick his brother in the nuts and shit.
Kayfabe.
Whatever happened to that ICP?
That was all kayfabe.
You know, now they're saying you're not a real Juggalo if you're a scrub.
Yeah, because just like any other human being on the planet, eventually you actually wise up due to your fucking experiences. You're making this argument, and let me tell you something. In the audiobook, Violent J ended up talking about their European tour, and the entire time that they were on the European tour, Violent J ended up talking about how much everybody on that tour fucking just lied their asses off to the European fucking newspaper people and websites and all of that other stuff. And they ended up saying that because of their actions, they did not realize the legitimacy of their actions during the time that they were all doing this stuff. Because what ended up happening was they ended up no longer, and like, it wasn't how many years was it? How many years was it before ICP was actually able to get back onto a European tour from I think it was like the first European tour that they had was the Malenko tour, and they didn't have a European tour until 2004. So that was like what, 6 years? Because like all of that shit that they ended up saying during the press release for the Great Malenko when they were doing their tour in Europe. And Violent J ended up admitting, had they decided to not be dicks, they probably would have sold more copies, and they would probably be a bigger presence of Insane Clown Posse in Europe. But it is what it is. Now, I'm going to have to go back a second because one of the things... Oh, yeah, that's right. One of the other things that he ended up saying was the whole thing about the scrub shit. And he ended up saying, some kid with no job is bragging about being a scrub and stuff like that. Dude, that's not a scrub. That is being a loser. And that's why it upsets you, and that's why that it ended up repeating. That's why you're repeating the things that you're saying now, because you yourself can resonate with that kid because he is a fucking loser. And you also, Blue, are an absolute loser. Now, you can go ahead and try to say, well, what about you? Because people call me a loser because I have no job. People call me a loser. You know what's funny, Miss Jamie Nicole? Brett Keane once said the same thing about Skype. There's another case in point right there. I'm just saying. But anyways, like, no, dude, Shawnsy, you're giving Blue the benefit of the doubt. Boy Blue is a loser. The motherfucker has no job. He has no intention on trying to get a job. He tries to do YouTube as his job, but he fails at it time and time again. There's nothing that Blue has done or said that makes anybody prove otherwise of his attempt to even improve the quality and sanctity of his own life. Now, a lot of people would probably call me a loser because I live in my mom's basement. But the reality is that I work my absolute motherfucking ass off. Like, my ass is worked off so hard it's a straight line from my shoulders to my ankles. I have no ass. I look like somebody fucking just sliced it with a machete blade. I have no ass because I'm working it off so goddamn much. From Uber to Lyft to to doing stuff on YouTube to doing to doing Grubhub, Amazon Flex, Shipt, Postmates, Instacart, all of these jobs that I'm doing, I'm grinding like a motherfucker. You can see prior episodes of Tales from the Lotus podcast, and I'm working while I'm on these podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole kit and caboodle of the situation is that I work my ass off. My intention is to do my job. Blue constantly tries to make excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse about why he doesn't go out and actually work. His excuse is like, oh, I'm manic depressive and suicidal and multiple personality disorder and schizophrenic and all of this other shit. When the reality is that there are people who have worse conditions than him, and they're out fucking getting the grind. It's these motherfuckers that are out and actually going out and getting, like, these motherfuckers are out getting their pay, and these are the people that are going to shows, and these are people that are going to that are paying the bills, going to the gathering, all of this other stuff. The reality is that Blue is a lazy fucking loser, and he doesn't want to do anything more than what he's doing right now, which is just sit on his ass, make videos, and expect people to give him money. And and if not just one, but a lot of people have told him time and time and motherfucking time again that this is what you need to do in order to survive. I've even asked him myself, what are you going to do with your life after your mom passes away? Because that's all you have left. Are you hoping that by the time that your parents, by the time your mom dies, that, maybe your kids will be like 18 or over, and they've got jobs and they're getting families and all this other stuff, and they'll take care of you? Hell no, dude. Like, that's not how you live. Like, everything that we've seen Blue do over the last 10 or so years, just dropping into the lowest fucking common denominator, and it's all because you're not even a scrub, you're a fucking loser. But this kid that Shaggy said that ain't what it's about, you resonate with that kid because he's you. But the reality is this: every single album, when it concerns Insane Clown Posse, every single album is about making yourself better. Certain songs that ICP have created have been about making yourself better. The concepts of the Joker cards are designed to make yourself better. The first deck was all about good and evil. It was telling you to stay away from, being racist against other races. It was telling you to not be that type of person to, to touch children, beating your wife, because there are consequences to the negative actions of your life. They were telling you to actually make things better. And apparently you and this kid, and there's a lot of other juggalos that are out there that actually just skip the message because it ain't about fucking chicks and fucking hoes and doing drugs and smoking weed. Weed is not a drug, it's just a plant. We all know this. But like, if it ain't about murder and cussing and misogyny, like fucking hoes and shit like that, then like, you're seeing it at somewhat of a different type of face value. Listen to the introductions of what this second Joker's card deck has actually been about. Like, I still don't understand Bang Pow Boom. I do, but I don't. But you listen to the Mighty Death Pop, and the intro and various skits are about people doing, like doing actions without thinking ahead of the ramifications. Where there'd be the guy that tries to jump from building to building and he falls, the guy who tries to play, hero while he's at war and he steps on a landmine, a guy who ends up doing a drug that he ended up, his fucking heart explodes and he dies. Things like that. That's the message of Mighty Death Pop, was to try not to do things at random in access or anything of that nature, to take care of yourself and to become, and to do that type of stuff. The Marvelous Missing Link Lost and Found was about finding a higher power that you can follow that will make you feel like you're becoming a better person. And then we've got Fearless Fred Fury, which is basically about learning how not to, how not to regret things that you've missed out on. And as of right now, Fred, you who think that you're the embodiment of Fearless Fred Fury just because you share a name with a Joker's card. You think that you're the fucking embodiment of what Fearless Fred Fury is all about. No, dude, you are the exact opposite of what Fearless Fred Fury is all about. And that was the whole reason that Shaggy Two Dope ended up saying what he said. This motherfucker bragged about being a scrub, and his interpretation of a scrub is to not have a job and fucking rely on everybody else. There's more to life than that. And that's exactly what Shaggy was trying to say. All of us, I'm very sure that a lot of us in the Juggalo community, not just the shit on YouTube or anything like that, despite the bullshit with, that everybody's got going on with Miss Jamie Nicole in the chat. Jamie, I want you to listen to this, and I want you to show me a fucking dragon emoji if you actually agree with me on this. When it concerns the Juggalos and stuff like that, is it about just being a scrub and remaining a scrub? Or is it actually about, and this is the part that I want to know if you agree with me on this one, because this is my side of it, or is it actually about starting off as a scrub and bettering yourself? So show some dragon emojis if you agree with me. Actually, anybody. And I'm going to be looking out for Miss Jamie Nicole, because I actually want to see if she actually agrees with me on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you agree with me in the fact of saying that, you could be a scrub, but you don't have to stay a scrub your whole fucking life? You can actually learn to improve yourself. Yeah, but what about yourself? The reason why Shaggy ended up saying that shit was because the kid bragged about being a fucking scrub, and bragged about not having a job, and bragged about fucking being basically a fucking loser. Nobody, not even a Juggalo, should be proud to be a fucking loser. It's about bettering yourself. You can start off as being a piece of shit like like a lot of us were in high school. The reality is, though, that it's actually about bettering yourself, pushing yourself to that limit to actually make yourself a better person than you were the day before. And I do see Jamie Nicole did post the dragon emojis. Licks posted the dragon emojis. Violent George, James, Stockham. Yeah, Mother, Jug. That's what it should be about in general, is just to fucking have that shine. That's what that shine is about. When Violent J and Shaggy ended up having that shine back in 2002, and they once again had it in 2015. You know what I'm saying? Like the Diamonds era, the hurricane of diamonds. It was because they basically embodied the concept during those times. They embodied the concept of making yourself a better person than you were the day before. Blue can't do that. This kid that Shaggy ended up fucking downplaying that day, those are the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the truth of the matter. Blue, you don't understand that. You never have understood that. And if you do actually understand that, you're fucking lying to yourself, because you don't understand that. You want everything handed to you on a silver platter. When I went to the gathering in 2012 when we were beating the shit out of that dude's car, there was a person who actually came out with a fucking skill saw trying to cut the fucking sway bars down, so that way we could actually cut the fucking shit in half. He wasn't able to do it, but he had a fucking skill saw. In order to get one of those, not only do you need the money in order to get those, but you also have to have a skill in the field that you would be using that for. You know, and I saw even then that guy was doing what he could to improve his life. He's got scrub life in his heart, you know, and I'm sure all of us do. All of us in the Juggalo community have scrub life somewhat in our heart, because that's how we got started. But most of us, about 98% of us, do something with their lives. Child's Play Ninja talks about all of the stuff that happened with his life in the past when it concerns, you know, him living in Douglas. Now he lives in Tucson. He works in numbers. He actually, you know, despite the fact that he dropped out of school, he ended up going and continuing to get himself an education. You know, my life, I don't really talk about a whole lot. You know, I don't really talk a whole lot about my past. But when I was 3 years old, my parents ended up divorcing, and my mom and I ended up living in a duplex in the middle of the ghetto in Lansing, Michigan. My mom worked 2 jobs and busted her fucking ass in order to get us out of that. She ended up continuing to work from job to job to job, making better and better money to try to make a better life for me and for her. And then she ended up getting married to my stepdad when I was 13. And that actually helped out even more. You know, we've been living a pretty decent life. And now I'm basically doing the same thing. You know, I may be living in my mom's basement at the time, but I have my constant ups and downs. I don't know what's going on with the camera here. You know, like, I constantly have my ups and downs. I have my problems. I do have somewhat of a little bit of a spending habit, but that's because I really like video games. You know, but I continue to grind. I continue to work. I continue to do all of these other things to try to make myself a little bit better financially. You know, I'm here right now in my mom's basement, but not forever. I'm actively trying to get the hell out of here, so that way I have my own nest, so that way I can be with somebody and actually take care of them while taking care of myself. Blue can't fucking do that. This kid that Shaggy downplayed that one day can't seem to fathom the idea that we can actually make ourselves better. And that's the pipe bomb, y'all. The fact is that when it concerns all of this shit, like, it ain't about scrub life for life. It's all about improving yourself to make yourself a better person. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That's what this music is about. The stuff that's forthright is meant to push away the people that don't get it. And some people, like Blue, tend to fucking mix up the message.
You know, in interviews, which, you know, the stuff that they say in their music and what they say in interviews and stuff like that don't always mix. You know what I'm saying?
You're not See, the thing about that though is like you're not realizing that it's the kayfabe and from back in the day. As they have gotten older, they have grown. That's what people do in their lives. As you get older, as people get older, they learn things. Everybody in this world, who the longer they live, the more things they learn. No, Madness, I don't get shit for the hat at all. Although there is somebody that's out there. There was somebody that was out there. I went to Speedway the other day and somebody asked me if I was from Saginaw. And I said, no, my boy is though. And they're like, really? I was like, yeah, dude, like, dude's a rapper. His name's Madness. Unfortunately, he didn't know who you were. Otherwise, he probably would have been all over my jock.
In their music, they say you can be a scrub, you can be a bum, live your life however you want to live it, however it makes you happy.
Yeah, but there's a ticking time limit. Time. You have a limited amount of time on this earth. Yes, there is a thing that's there to, there is an element of that is supposed to be about happiness. Like, I'm not one type of person to fucking wear a three-piece suit. So I'm not going to. Because that's something that makes me happy. I'm a shorts year-round guy. If I wear pants, it's because they're fucking pipe jeans. Because Wranglers and shit like that are fucking constricting. Even if they're called baggy, they aren't baggy. If I'm wearing fucking trips, those are comfortable. I'm wearing fucking Jinkos. Those are the most comfortable, except for in the nuts. Like sometimes it gets pretty tight in the nuts, but the legs, on the other hand, is a completely different story. But the thing about it though is like nobody really wants to be a bum. That's the thing. And I severely distinguish between being a scrub and being a bum. Bums fucking panhandle. And Blue is basically at that given point in time where he's going to be holding up a sign that says former Juggalo YouTube superstar in dire need of money. It's going to be like that at some given point in time. And it's going to be legitimate. Are you really going to be happy about that? Like, are you really going to be happy about any of that shit in the future? Like, I don't understand how he's happy now. But the fact is I know for a fact he's not happy. Blue is miserable with his fucking life. He's almost 40, living with his mom, has never had a job. The only income that he gets is fucking donations that he's e-begging for at a near constant rate, and it's only $50 a month. I know, Keo, I know that Blue has doomed himself, and none of us have actually been able to fucking help him. Nobody can. Nobody wants to anymore. I'm just basically pointing this out because I'm going to tell it like this. I'm going to tell it like, Violent George, has Blue ever had a job? One time. I think he said that he was a stalker at Walmart and he only lasted 3 weeks. That's the most amount of job that he's ever had. But it's sad. It's sad to fucking see him be like this. Still. And he wants to use whatever excuse he wants in the book. I don't buy it. I don't buy any of it. But this is the reason why motherfucking like ninjas like Raider Low ended up posting a thing and called out Boy Blue on that shit. Because Boy Blue spends his time fucking opening up constant accounts and trying to fucking, like, he opens up multiple accounts on Facebook and any other social media that he can find and constantly sends people friend requests. Raider Low has gotten constant fucking, like, I asked Raider, I was like, Raider Low, the pissed off Juggalo. I asked Raider Low, dude, how often does Blue send you a friend request? He's like, at least once a week. That is pathetic and sad. Because that's all Blue fucking does. He constantly is sending out friend requests and all that other stuff on Facebook. He's constantly sending out requests to follow people just because he expects people to fucking give him money and do nothing to show for it. And I know that there are a lot of people out there, especially Slayer17, who wants to give me shit because, I accept super chats, I accept Patreon, I have merchandise available and all that other stuff. But you know what the difference between me and Blue is that I'm not a fucking digital panhandler. I provide a service. And that's why people super chat me. This is why people give me Streamlabs. This is why people appoint to my Patreon. This is why people buy my merchandise. And the reason why is because I actually provide an entertaining service, and they show that support. Blue, on the other hand, wants people just to give him money and do absolutely nothing in return. That's the major difference. And yes, I'll spend your money on video games and all that other stuff. Everybody that follows me and watches me on this channel, everybody knows how much of a strong grind I put outside of YouTube. Outside of YouTube, I have a very strong fucking grind. And I try to do the best that I can on this channel to provide entertainment and service. Well, not just for you guys, but mainly for myself, because making fun of Blue and Jamie is kind of funny. But the fact is that I love doing this stuff, and this is why I do what I do. I feel that what I'm doing is entertaining for y'all because y'all are watching it. I don't give a fuck if you hate me or not, you're still watching. You're entertaining yourselves or entertaining, like this David Allen troll, which is a good playoff of David Allen Co. Let's see, there would be nothing wrong if Blue was a good e-beggar and digital panhandler, but he isn't a good one. He stinks at it. I've seen e-beggars who get trips to tropical islands and other shit, right? Dude, I've seen better panhandlers that, on the west side in Grand Rapids, Michigan, they make at least $500 a week. They ain't getting any of my money because I know that what they're doing is not legitimate in my mind. Because I don't give them any of my fucking money because that's not how I would want my money to be given to me. Just to hold a sign that says disabled veteran with 3 kids, almost homeless, anything helps. Like, I've legitimately seen that on cardboards that these idiot people are holding. Meanwhile, they got fucking Docker pants and brand new shoes when they're doing this type of shit. And that's the absolute truth of the matter. And eventually I'm going to see that Blue is going to be like that in the near future. Miss Jamie Nicole, let's see. So you're saying I just don't get why people who aren't me or CPN have to take sides when they don't know. Two things. One, I do know. Because you're not doing anything any different than people have in the past. And secondly, CPN is my fucking homie, and I know him well enough to know that what you're fucking talking about is bullshit. So that's why I stuck my nose in the business. You know what? I'll even give you a third one because it's entertaining. Child's Play Ninja is actually to a point now where he is considerably a public figure in the Juggalo community. And the shit that you're doing right now is entertaining me, and I just want to cover it. I don't personally care if if what you're doing is what you think is the truth, or if you're just doing this for the sake of trying to get your name out there. I don't care. It's entertaining me. So let's go ahead and continue with the blues schlock.
But then they say stupid shit like that in interviews. But anyways, what do you believe? Is the Dark Carnival really God? Is it a real spiritual entity?
No. Representation. That's all that needs to be said. It's representation. Then why for the last 10 months weren't you mad? I'm not even mad now. As a matter of fact, everything that I'm covering makes me happy because people want to hear about this shit, and I personally think it's absolutely hilarious. Not to mention, for the last 10 months, you weren't screaming and ranting and raving and yelling and letting the fur fly over dumb shit. Like, I covered you even when you were pointing out the shit, like when you were back in the day talking about CPN as a fucking fat loser and all this other stuff. Like, I covered that then too. And I laughed at you because I know CPN, both on and off the camera. He and I have been friends for 10 years. So being on social media and all that other stuff for the last 10 years, he and I have experienced things separately and watched each other, and we have experienced things together when it concerns people like this. No, I'm not, here's the thing though, your crocodile tears and you're upset and you're being upset, it's all a fucking show as far as I'm concerned, and that's what's funny because you're trying so hard right now to try to defame somebody over something that has been proven time and time again that it's not true. That's what's hilarious to me, is that your constant attempt to do this, that is hilarious.
I believe it's possible that it's a real spiritual entity, but
oh God, Jesus Christ, how in the hell do you flip flop twice in a row? He flip flopped over this shit. Fuck pork chop.
it's not the God of all creation of the universe or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't believe that there is a God that would want to bother with its creation. It's just we are all part of God. We are all part of the universe.
What are you talking about? Oh my God, what in the hell are you talking about? Oh God. Okay, so yeah, that stream ended up getting screwed up. Okay, there we go. And here we are.
And there's a spiritual dimension and shit like that. I don't know, it gets deep.
No, you just talked yourself into a hole, dude. You just legitimately talked yourself into a hole.
But yeah, I don't know. God is not a he or a she. It just is.
Make up your mind, dude. Next week you're gonna believe that you're a fucking Mormon or something. For the polygamy, fam.
You're just brainwashed from birth to believe that God is a male figure.
No, God, no. He is that he is. It even says in the Bible, I am that I am. And I believe he also said it in the Prince of Egypt. He also said it in the Ten Commandments as a bush. I am that I am. That was the one from the Prince of Egypt. And then in the Ten Commandments he said, I am that I am. Because he sounded more boss when Charlton Heston was Moses.
God is the universe. It just is. We are all part of the universe. It has no gender.
Nothing that you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? That's my personal belief, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I've come to not give a fuck about ICP's preachy message anymore. I still respect them as artists and love waiting on the next Joker's card and shit like that, like Fearless Fred and Flip the Rat.
You're basically just saying that, you keep flip-flopping between whether or not this is, a representation or whether or not it's something that you truly believe. Like, make up your fucking mind, bro.
Solid albums, but I'm more of a twisted juggalo, and I like acts like a la Zoe Lou, which
Yeah, and at this given point in time, you're basically on that fucking Twizzler bandwagon. That's why you're making videos like this and using the term, and saying the title in the way that you're saying it as a term of fucking clickbait.
mock religion and say, God isn't real. We answer to the beast, I mean, when the beast isn't even real, because it's just part of the mythology of the God of the Bible, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Like, a la
Make up
Zoe
your
Lou,
mind. Jesus. Okay, look. Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Krishna. Like, which one do you believe in this time? Like, goddamn, dude. Like, this is your problem, dude. You can't keep your religion straight. You can't seem to make up your mind on what your fucking belief system is. The only thing that you believe in is fucking being on the brink of homelessness and begging people for money at every given fucking waking moment. Just so that way you can fucking support your drug and alcohol habit. And besides, I don't give a fuck if you're 6 days without a cigarette. I really don't care. You know? No, how old is this video? Like a few days old.
understand that it's true wicked shit as artists. They make wicked shit, and they know they don't have to worry about going to a hell to be tortured for all eternity because it's all just made up bullshit.
See, like you're fucking backtracking, and it's seriously. Wow, big boy Blue was a huge fan of Bedlam Fairweather. Fuck, right? Like, dude, here's the problem with Blue. He constantly fucking flip flops between what his belief system actually is. He constantly goes back and forth on whatever it is that he basically it's basically in the sense that the only thing that really keeps him going is whatever is on the Juggalo bandwagon at this given point in time. So like he decided to go the Twizzler side of things because CPN is fucking anti-Twizzler, and we all know that he has had problems with Child's Play Ninja in the past. That's the sole reason why he's being in the, doing this in this fashion. Um, he's constantly going back and forth about whether or not the Dark Carnival is a religion or not, or even what his own fucking religion is. Like he can't make up his mind on what a belief structure is on his deal. And then on top of that, it's basically like this: if it can't fuck up the Juggalo community in order for him to make a fucking buck or two, then it's not worth fucking talking about. And the funniest thing too is like this motherfucker is in so much dire need of money, yet he ends up fucking rebuking shit. He ends up rebuking shit like super chats and Streamlabs and Patreon and all these other forms of income because YouTube and Patreon and Streamlabs and PayPal all take a little bit of a cut. You know, he wants 100% of whatever's given to him. That's why he only accepts Facebook donations and PayPal to PayPal. But it's like, dude, I would take any fucking money whatsoever. But like, dude, like your dude is fucking. No, I don't really even want to put like Blue on Dr. Phil. Like that's not going to change anything. Just the same thing as it didn't change anything about King Crimson.
No, I'm not speaking for a la Zoilu, but that's just what I gather from the music. You know
Who
what I'm saying?
cares?
And I just
Fuck
like a
Allah
la
Zulu.
Zoilu and Twisted are true wicked shit. But if you want preachy,
Oh my god. No, like no, like you know how like Violent J and Shaggy ended up talking about how they want to do that 10 million fan fucking sellout flavor sound. Twisted is doing that right now with Generation Nightmare. And you want to talk about how they're the constructs of the wicked shit and all that? No, motherfucker. Brother Lynch Hung is the epitome of the wicked shit. The Ghetto Boys did shit in the wicked shit. Isham is the epitome of the wicked shit. Madness and Staples and Prozac as Bedlam are major staples of the wicked shit. Yes, I did just ride your nuts, Madness. Shout out to Kurt D. Hell yeah. Was down with Bedlam and now he's down with Axe. Yeah, dude. Like, see, like, yeah, like they're like, no, dude, like, flat the fuck on out, dude. Like Bedlam, ICP, fucking Esham, and Brother Lynch Hung. As far as I'm concerned, that shit is the wicked shit. You know what I'm saying? Al Azul Elu are fucking Bedlamite wannabes. They're not even Bedlam wannabes, they're Bedlamite wannabes. And Twisted is just riding off of the success of ICP. I mean, yes, ICP ended up putting it on them, but now they're basically trying to, like, I personally think that it's Twisted that's creating the fucking separation in order to try to get their names out there so that way they can get a little bit farther into the mainstream. Anybody who doesn't believe me can try to argue why is it that they ended up going to fucking Van's Warped Tour how many fucking times? Because they were trying to get their shit out to the mainstream. Why do you think they ended up getting somebody like fucking Gmo Ski? Like, I don't think Gmo Ski is fucking wicked shit at all. I think he's just fucking. I honestly think that he's like that in between fucking fodder. You know, as far as I'm concerned, like Blue is just riding a fucking coattail of whatever CPN isn't, and he thinks that that's going to get him attention. Actually, no, that makes him think that he's going to be able to get at least some beer money for the month.
Shit, be a better person to go to Shangri-La for all eternity and get your
Wait, what?
wicked, hell to be tortured for all eternity. You understand that it's true. You know what I mean? When the beast isn't even real, because
Okay.
it's just part of the mythology of the God of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like Allah Zoe Lu understand that it's true wicked shit as artists. You know, they make wicked shit. And they know they don't have to worry about going to a hell to be tortured for all
What in the
eternity
fuck are you
because
talking
it's all
about?
just made up bullshit. Now, I'm not speaking for Allah Zoilu, but that's just what I gather from the music. You know what I'm saying? And I just, like, Allah Zoilu and
Shut up.
Twisted are true wicked shit. But if you want
No.
preachy shit, be a better person to go to Shangri-La for all eternity and get your wicked on in heaven. You know,
I think right then and there, that little pause right there, he ended up realizing that what he just said was just straight up fucking bullshit. But he's not going to admit it. We all know Blue well enough to know that he's not going to be one to fucking be up on his own bullshit and admit that what he was saying was wrong.
then, hey, you listen to ICP. But if you want true wicked shit to me, you listen to Magic Ninja Entertainment. They keep it wicked.
Nah, dude, Corpse McKinley, it's not even Natty money. It's O'Doul money. Or it's Milwaukee's best money.
True wicked shit, which originally was about some like devilish type shit, you know, with Esham, the godfather of the wicked shit.
Yeah, and look at what happened when ICP decided to go an alternate route using the wicked shit in a way to actually, I don't know, fucking expand a little bit of a broader perspective. You know, like, because Esham in Detroit was all about evil, wicked shit, the negativity and stuff like that, and smoking true and stuff like that. Booming words from hell, kill the fetus, Bruce Wayne, male dominance, all of those fucking albums, and it's fucking evil and shit like that and satanic as fuck, and nobody in rap was actually rapping about Satan. But then you had ICP who ended up fucking taking that and flipping around, you know, because fuck that, we ain't talking about that devil shit. They wanted to keep it a little bit more of a positive light because of the cartooniness and shit like that. And who got a platinum album first, Esham or ICP? Don't worry, I'll wait. And not to mention, a good portion of motherfuckers in the Juggalo community do actually like both Esham as well as fucking ICP. You know? Shit, my favorite album from him is Kill the Fetus. I love Kill the Fetus. That 666 is a fucking banger. Helter Skelter was a good EP too. My favorite song off of that EP is Rocks Off. I did actually, you know, I did like Repentance. Like, that's my shit as far as I'm concerned. Nick Gurr, why don't you shut the fuck up and kill it with that $2 super chat, son?
Which Isham sold out and is now a fucking born-again Christian.
Who gives a shit?
You know?
Why is that laughable? I don't give a fuck what his religious beliefs are. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't necessarily affect the aspect of his fucking music.
Oh man, it's fucking bullshit. Like, the game has changed, yo.
No, it's not that, like, that's not even a thing in the game that actually has anything to do with anything. Like, the game has changed, and it's because of shit like SoundCloud and all the rappers that are on there that want to sound exactly the same. And by the way, Nick Gurr, I missed you. Now give me a $2 shot, super chat.
Oh, the game has changed. So yeah, let me know what you think in comments and video responses. Thanks for following me on all social media, and donate if you can.
Oh my god. No, you know what? Anybody who watched that Boy Blue video, donate to me, because I can actually do something better with that fucking money than what he can.
Much clown love. God bless. I still like to say God bless because
I'm not sure what I believe in anymore.
I try to send positive vibes out, you know.
Yeah, but it's not a God that's going to give you positive vibes. It's your own doing that's going to make you feel better about yourself.
I mean, you know, radiate positivity and shit. You know what I'm saying? So whatever God is, may it fucking bless you.
See, he can't even fucking keep it together with all of that shit. You know, just based off of this one video alone. Like, it's so fucking sad and pathetic.
Alright, much clown love. Whoop whoop.
Alright, so that's it for that video. Just, oh my god, like, everything about that dude just fucking hurts my brain. Just due to the fact that, you know, I tell him all this shit. I've told him all of this shit over the phone. Like, multiple times. Anybody that was around during the time that Boy Blue was around, even when he hit his fucking peak. When Blue hit his fucking peak and he was making about $150 to $200 a month on just his videos, and then when he started to do the downward slope, there were so many people that were there trying to fucking help him out. But by then it was fucking too late. And he just doesn't listen to people. And then this type of stuff comes out. And it just shows absolutely how fucking stupid he is. It's not even just, you know, and I'm not necessarily saying this to hate on Boy Blue or anything like that. What I am doing is I'm giving him constructive criticism, because everything that he said in this entirety of this shit is absolutely and utterly fucking wrong. Like, the dude has this problem where he's still in his mind, he's still kind of in his heyday. Like, he's kind of constantly flipping back and forth between the reality of now and his heyday back in 2008 and 2009. As far as I'm concerned, like, it's like, yeah, I know that it's fucking minced words and all of this other stuff, and he's not gonna fucking listen. But one of the things that I can say when it concerns all of the things that I said covering that video, it's basically the and I'm seeing that redheaded stepchild is asking me why there was a point of me rambling over Boy Blue, because this is practically the Juggalo edition of the individual Brett Keane segment situation, and that's why I was covering the Boy Blue. As much as I hate his videos, and as much as I hate the way that he fucking explains shit, and the way that he fucking does everything in his life, it just bothers me to no end. I'm going to cover it because I can make fun of him. And I can give him constructive criticism, as far as I'm concerned. So, with that being said, that's it for this show, and I am out this motherfucking bitch. Thank you to everybody that was participating in the chat. Thank you for everybody that was sending me fucking money. And thank you to everybody that was giving Miss Jamie Nicole shit. That was fun. Violet George is king of the super chat of the night, and Spooky Tuesday still is the stream boss. coming up with some shit in the future. I'm hoping that I can figure out this new set that I want to do. If not, well, it is what it is, and I'm probably just gonna do whatever. But this new set, I want to try to start doing more. I want to start trying to do bigger things sometime next month. And so just stick around. If anything, I'll be back on Wednesday. So peace out, much clown love, y'all. Oh, and before I get going, anybody who's within the vicinity of Indianapolis, Indiana, next week Saturday in St. Clown Posse at Fury Fest, I'm gonna be there. Naomi from formerly from JFL is gonna be there. Shanzi, I believe, is going to be there, and I think Captain Flannel is going to be there too. So there's going to be a lot of Juggernaut rolling deep at Indianapolis for Fury Fest. So if you're in that area, come on down, fucking introduce yourself, kick it with various members of Juggernaut and Carnival Spirits. And with that being said, I'm out this motherfucking bitch. Deuces.